to think that Israel is not in their grounds to do what they need to do. Unfortunately, these terrorists make tunnels under the city of Palestine, which is why we say that they're using human shields. They're tunnels. They've spent millions of dollars in building these networks of tunnels that makes it impossible when you're going after these bad guys and you have, information on where they are. They're under a school or they're under a hospital. I mean, it's pure evil when you see Palestine needs to be freed from Hamas. That's how bad this is. So,
who do you think the spiciest Spice Girl was?
I'm going to go with Jerry.
Not sporty?
No, I'd go with Jerry or Posh. I loved them.
Victoria Beckham probably was the spiciest, though, right? I mean,
Victoria Beckham's so cool.
I like Mel.
Who do you like? Wait. Now, Dunye, I don't know if you can see Dunye. We're here with Dunye. He's actually from Ghana. He's a refugee from Ghana. Dunye, who is your favorite Spice Girl?
Mel.
Oh, Mel B, of course. Scary Spice.
She's great.
I know,
Her
but
hair was amazing.
Kaya, was it racist to call the African-American Spice Girl scary? I mean, don't you think that was... Do you think that... Dunye, is that racist? And why would they call her scary? And isn't that messed up? Why couldn't we call her Happy Spice? Or like...
Scary could mean a good thing, though.
Yeah, I thought it was about her wild hair. So it was like a lion. So it was like, rawr, you know what I mean?
Okay, tell us though, when you're working so hard as you're singing, I'm sure you've been singing since you're very young, right? Is it hard to get in the girl group? Because I imagine your egos are in there. Like I bring up the Spice Girls because they're the most iconic, probably pop group of all time, especially female. And you've had a lot of hit songs. Is it hard to kind of sing in a group? Because I'm sure all of you guys probably all have good voices, all talented. Nicole, how do I say Scherzinger? I can't even say her name. I'm sure.
Nicole Scherzinger.
Scherzinger. I can't even say. I have a mild. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm vaccine injured, even though it's safe and effective. A little BP, but Nicole, she's a famous actress. I'm just saying, what is the kind of the dichotomy or the breakdown of having all of these women with egos in a group? Was it very challenging?
Yeah, definitely. There were those of us that were closer than others. There were, girls that did more singing than others and girls that did more dancing than others. I think you recognize you're a team. So it was a process of 5,000 girls that they narrowed down to the top 3 or top 5 and then down to the top 3. And then myself, Melody, and Nicole joined the ensemble that was already an established group.
And then you guys just became a group. They just put you in a studio, and I know, but like, who's writing the songs? I know I'm asking you. I'm not trying to sound like I don't know, but like, who does somebody naturally take the captain role? It's like I'm the queen bee. Like,
no, I was more of a captain role when it came to our contracts and just how I felt it was going because I had already been signed and I could see that this was going to be an issue. Definitely, there was no team leader. There was an owner of the dolls that kind of controlled everything. No, we didn't get any say in that. We wrote songs, we sang, but at the end of the day, you're owned. You don't get much say in, not even what you wear or my lipstick color. Everything is decided.
What do you mean? Like, do you have a costume designer? Like, you can't even choose what you want to wear, like, for every performance? What about when you're not performing?
No, listen, one time that was really bad, no, you never, I never was allowed to pick my outfits, but wow. I remember being told, like, you have to wear this. And I was really disappointed. And it was like, they called it like the fat girl pants. And this is what's crazy is,
I would wear those pants. Yeah, I'm the fat boy pants.
No, legit, that was what was said to me.
Because I have fat pants. But to be honest, everybody's got pants when they're a little bloated that they wear. I have fat pants.
This is the messed up thing.
Yeah, you're on stage.
They were like the pants were like this big. So when you hear that, that's not good.
No, especially all of you guys are very thin, dancers, so nobody was fat.
But apparently I was. That's what I was told anyway. So I was put in pants a lot. And,
well, is that worse though? Because the New York Ballet, you know how they're like, you hear about the ballerinas, they measure their waist. The Rockettes, I think they do that. I mean, a lot of dancers, they hold you to a much higher standard than an average citizen. I mean, I think that kind of comes with the territory, right?
An average citizen.
Yeah, well, you're not. You're a dancer. I mean, really, you're a performer, so they can make you like those ballerinas.
When you're already when you're already really emaciated, I don't think that's good. I think that could mess with young women and make them have a lot of issues later down the line.
It definitely is. And we talk about Hollywood and how people use power and influence to basically not just sexually manipulate people, but mentally and physically manipulate people. And so let's play full screen. Let's just show this tweet about the depravity in Hollywood, full screen 7. Now, Jimmy, read that.
So this is from a 2017 article. Ex-Pussycat Doll claims the group was really a prostitution ring. And he said, here you go, Elon Musk.
Well, this is a very viral tweet. I know that you said this. Did they make you have sex with powerful people? I mean, Kaya, be honest. What does that tweet mean?
Well, no one can make you do anything, right?
That's not true. My girlfriend can make me do whatever the hell she wants. I have to do whatever she tells me to do. She can make me do whatever I want.
That's awesome. No, I think no one can make you do anything, but they put you in a pretty precarious situation where you don't feel like you have many options. And that's pretty much for me why I left. I felt that it was just too much abuse and too much of not what it's about. Like, I actually am a singer. I just like music. I love writing songs. That's like, I'm not trying to be something else and pretend to be a singer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know this, and I know this, and most people probably should know this, that Hollywood's not a meritocracy. Like, it's not the most talented person makes it. It's, you have to have some talent for sure, but you also have to play the game, right?
Well, what's the game?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you said, they put you in situations where you feel like if this is a record producer or something, you have to sleep with them because you think it's best for your career. So even though you might be super talented, that's not always enough to become, get a record label or become famous, right?
But it should be enough. Because,
it should. I think it should be a meritocracy. I'm just saying.
I say this because we're living in a time where we're giving people and currying favor because we think it's okay, rather than they're qualified. Like, whoever's qualified to be president should be president. You know what I'm saying? Like, it comes down to, you're not going to braid my hair at night. You're going to go and battle with men that want to kill us. Okay. So yeah, I don't need you to be my buddy. I need you to be a warrior. At the end of the day, if as a singer who's influencing little girls and boys that want to grow up and entertain or perform, they should look to people that take it seriously, like, not too seriously, but definitely not trying to sleep your way up the chain of command, because at the end of the day, it should just be about, I'm a good singer. That's it. Or I make good music. How about that?
Yeah, good music. Well, do you think that they were trying to be sexually subversive by calling you guys the Pussycat Dolls? Because the word...
I mean, it was so overly sexualized. Yeah. It was like our name was sex. We sang about sex. We looked like sex. It was like overkill. For me, it was like, is there anything to the imagination? And then where do you go from here? And that's a lot of the reason why I think I'm so vocal now is look at how the music industry has turned into just a mess, and there's no more inspiration because everything's just, we're so desensitized. So now they're going almost demonic, and it's like, that's not hot either,
No, Travis Scott, I mean, they're going full demonic. They're basically doing satanic rituals. No, I mean, and like, to be fair, and because I talk about this, I believe these elites are doing weird stuff, but they've always kind of like, they used to call it satanic panic. Like, artists, they like Aleister Crowley. That's actually been a thing in Hollywood for a long time, where they've always kind of like worshipped the devil and the occult. That's not necessarily new. It's actually been happening for a long time.
I think it was more behind the scenes though, because I used to say when I left the Dolls, like everything was really evil, and people would be like, what do you mean? Everything looks so glamorous. Now it's so like out there. There's no hiding anymore. So, but I think they hid it a little better back then.
Yeah, probably right. Now it's all been exposed, especially after that Jeffrey Epstein. Did you ever get flown to a private island on a plane like that?
I did not. No, you won't see my name on any of those manifests. Good. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, thank goodness. Okay, now I don't know how much you can say because this is such a controversial topic, but the one, the only Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, who's in jail. Yeah. And, he was a serial abuser, would have these parties, like freak-offs. Now, let me say this, though. you said people can't be forced to do anything. If you go to a freak off, are you forced to have anal sex with Puff Daddy? Or, I'm
well, no,
serious.
if you're held against your will, listen, if you're held against your will, I said it was like, when I used words, it's like, and even Britney Spears has used, she felt like she was trafficked. Yeah. She said that. It's because you don't have control over, your car service doesn't show up and you get sent home with a gentleman from the event who's an executive, and you have to basically really excuse yourself at the end of the night if you're able to. So I don't think people can force you into something, but if they're making it impossible for you, then in a way it is kind of forcing.
It is. No, I agree. It's coercion. Now, Danye, what do you want to say to Kaya?
But I also know some of those events, like they take your phone. So some of this is actually, in my opinion, very, very, very...
They make you sign an NDA too, don't they, oftentimes? That's what I hear. Like, you go to the party, you sign a contract before you can even walk in.
Yeah, and I've had contracts where I wasn't allowed to say Jesus' name. I wasn't allowed to clarify who I pray to.
You got to be kidding. You couldn't even say... And you hear that, like we always hear that. Is that a rumor? Is that true? So they said you can't even bring up Jesus at all? But what?
Mm-hmm. You're never allowed to define who God is.
That's crazy, because I would think that since y'all are different people and probably different religions, like, why not have the Christian one? Why not have the Jewish one? Why not have the Muslim? No, seriously. You think that would appeal to the audience? Like, I would want a girl saying, if I'm just a record producer.
Common sense.
Yeah, I would
Alex,
want the girl saying, praise Jesus. Yeah.
My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself